and welcome to my channel. This is Joy from She Speaks Too. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe. Now how you doing? Hope everyone is having a great countdown to Christmas. If you are in Liberia right now, how do December? If you're in America, then we just stuck. Yeah, we stuck in the cool. So anyway, this is a positive channel. I do share my opinions and my thoughts. But we just can't talk about boiling Liberia. We got to talk about other things too. So there was a headline that caught my eye, quite sad. It was about a woman selling her baby for $60. And it just tore my mother's heart. And I just wanted to talk about it today and get opinions from people who are maybe social workers or just opinions from people, period, about what they think the root cause of this is. I put it in simplistic terms, simplistic options. I said wickedness or suffering. Those are the two, but we all know that there are there is always more to just wickedness or more to suffering. It's not black or white. So I'm going to talk about the story and then we're going to just get into it. So I'm going to read. It says, Harriet Castro was charged with trafficking in persons, and her co-defendant, Jerome Brown, believed to be her boyfriend, and he was charged with criminal facilitation, meaning maybe he was the one who found the buyer. So let me just read on. Harriet told police investigators that she sold the child to another person in order to solve personal problems. She did this November 29th at Miami Beach in Mama Point with the help of her co-defendant, who they added is a drug user. She disclosed that based on the alleged abandonment of the child by its father, meaning the child was not in the father was not in the child's life, that life became unbearable, and she was later introduced to drugs. And when she was introduced to drugs, her life became a nightmare. So anyway, when the child's father came to see the baby, he was alerted that the child was not with Harriet or not with any other relative. This channel is all about all things Liberia. So if you're not Liberian, I just need to give you a little background. In Liberia, it is quite common for people not to grow up with their biological parents. And usually this is based on economic reasons. A lot of people grow up in houses with their aunts, their uncles, cousins, people that are able to basically send them to school, take care of them, feed them. And sometimes that works out great. You hear stories from people, especially older people, especially in the Congo settlement. Oh, so-and-so reared me. She reared me. That means she raised me. She took care of me. She sent me to school. She gave me a better life. And then you hear horror stories of people who said their life was miserable. They were treated basically like second-class citizens, like slaves. There was definitely a difference between them and the real children of the the adults. And so you get both sides of the story. Some people had miserable experiences, but they still wouldn't trade that because that experience afforded them education. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. And so, and not all people even go to relatives. Like right now, you can go to Liberia and see a child, maybe with someone in the market or on the farm, and say, the child fine, I want that child. And they say, oh, but take him. I know you can take care of him. So for those that are not Liberian, this is a common practice. The difference between what I think Harriet did and what we are used to as Liberians is usually when this is done, everyone knows where the child went. Say, oh yeah, Mr. Johnson took my child, or yeah, I gave it to Mother Pearl. She got a baby now. She raising the baby. It's not a secret. Usually the child's father would not have to come and say, well, where the baby? And then he looking for the baby from relatives or so and so. So I think that's the first distinction that I found, that this was done and it was done secretively. One of the other things that I found was that Harriet, they made sure to mention that her boyfriend is a drug user. I don't know how they determined that. And then she said her life became a nightmare after being introduced to drugs. So I feel like there's more to the story than just a mother who cannot feed her child. I feel like there are more things that have been introduced into Harriet's life that made her feel like selling her child was the only option. Maybe getting more drugs, maybe trying to make the boyfriend happy. Maybe it was his idea, because we know once you're under the influence, you're more susceptible to make decisions that you wouldn't make otherwise. So, and then they charged him with facilitation, meaning he was the one that probably arranged this, arranged the price, found the person, and all of that. So I know that we are used to people, in Liberia giving their children away for a better life. And sometimes, like I said, that has worked out, and sometimes that has not worked out. So I just don't think this story is the same, especially with her admitting that she was introduced to drugs. And from that point on, her life became a nightmare. Then we can't hold the father. We have to hold the father accountable, because according to Harriet, the father abandoned the child. And so life became unbearable, and she was introduced to drugs. So the fact that he's coming in and alerting the police doesn't make him any kind of superhero, because according to Harriet, if what she's saying is true, he wasn't supporting the child either. So we can't hail him. I mean, he did alert the police. They did arrest Harriet and her boyfriend, the co-defendant. So he did do something right, but apparently he's no stand-up guy himself. What else do I want to talk about? What I do want to mention is I'm disappointed by the article, because I searched different articles, and not one article has mentioned where the child went, who the child went to, the state of the child now, like what's going on. And the child was 6 months old in November when she sold the baby. So I'm very concerned. I want to know where the child is. Is the child okay? Because if not, then I think there should be more charges. But I just wanted to talk about this story, because this kind of tells you sometimes, and you don't want to pass judgment on people, but it kind of tells you sometimes the state of desperation that people are in different countries. And in Liberia, this is what this woman felt that she had to do. It's been a month later. She has just been arrested. She's been living with this decision for a month without her child. And as a mother, I just can't. They say walk a mile in someone's shoes, but I don't want to walk in her shoes, because those shoes are painful. And I can't walk a mile in her shoes, so I can't understand it. I just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention to talk about it. Is it economic reasons? Because, and one thing I want to bring up is the fact that when they asked her why she did it, she said in order to solve some personal problems. If you're going to do something that horrible, in my opinion, I feel like we need to have a list of what you did with that money. What could $60 solve so bad that you had to do that? So I need to know, was it food? What did you need? Was it rent? Was it shelter? What happened? You can't just tell me vaguely I needed to solve personal problems. So anyway, I want to get opinions from different people. Is it strictly economic? Do you think it's a combination of the economy and drugs? Do you think it was the boyfriend introducing her to drugs, the abandonment of the child's father? What do you think it is? I want to talk about it, because I know, like I said, it's not strictly black and white. It's not just wickedness or suffering. There's a lot of other elements like splattered in this story. And like I said, I'm disappointed. I try to search to find out the state where the baby is, the state of the baby, who took the baby. Was it who number one, who buys a 6-month-old child? What are your intentions? And so that's what scares me, because what are your intentions? Is it because you can't have a child? I'm more sympathetic to that, but what are your intentions in actually purchasing a child? So that's the scary part. I wish that they would have updated and let us know what happened. Anyway, like I said, I want to get some opinions, hear your thoughts on the subject, and just go ahead and put it in the comment section. This is Joy from She Speaks Too. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you later.